Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue with our series on Armada sourcing. Last time we spoke specifically about using the rare chests to source epic directives, but a couple of people have asked, but how do you get the directives for the uncommons, then to feed the rares, etc, etc. So we're going to go back to basics and we're going to talk about the best way to source directives in the game, starting with both uncommon and rare. It's only fair to preface at this stage that directives can be purchased using in-app purchases. There are specific Armada bundles where you can purchase Armada directives, and if we scroll across to the right hand side of the store, there is an Armada directives bundle which allows you to be able to purchase different varieties of Armadas. We're going to be looking specifically today at the standard, uncommon and rares, which you can purchase from this one, the Armada Epic Ultra Pack, to get in there. And periodically, generally during Armada events that use them, you can see a limited time Galaxy Armada chest, which is the same cost but has increased value. So if anybody is prepared to purchase, you can do that, but for this video we are going to focus specifically on directives that are available to you. To keep this visually for everybody, we are going to be putting a counter up on the right hand side like this with uncommons and rares and a number next to them both. So as we go through, we're going to be totting up how much in a standard month. We're going to be looking at standard 30-day month to see how many that we get in total across both using the techniques that I'm going to show you today. So first of all, we are going to start with using your Alliance store. Your Alliance store, we're going to look at one specific bundle in here for now, and that is this one, the Uncommon Armada Pack. So the Uncommon Armada Pack is a source that you can pull every single day. Check out the other video where we talk about making sure that you're keeping this refinery fueled and to be able to pull double chests every single day. And as you can see, this sources a number of rare directives. Now, for point of argument, we're going to say that you're going to pull this every single day. Some days you will pull 5, some days you will pull 10, 20, and very rarely you will pull 100. For peace of mind for everybody else, I have not pulled 100 probably in 18 months. So it's been a long time since I've been able to pull 100 out of this chest. So in order for us to get an average out of this chest, because as well, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get one every single time that you pull it every day. So to keep an average, we are going to use 10 directives per day. More often than not, you will get 20 or 5. So if we use an average of 10 per day, what that's going to allow us to do is go back to the start, and that's going to allow us to earn in a 30-day period 300 rare directives, which we will add to the counter now. Next, while we are in the Alliance store, the other bundle that we need to pay attention to is this one. This is a weekly chest, so you can pull it once every 7 days, and this uses your Alliance credits which are got from dailies and also can be earned from an event called Crucible of War in quite decent numbers, and also you will get some from certain Alliance events. So you should always have a decent bank of these and try and make sure you save at least 1,000 a month to be able to pull this chest every day. So you're going to be able to use this chest to pull once a week. We're going to average that over a 30-day period. We're going to say that's 400 in a 30-day period. We'll add that to the numbers now. And there we have it. So from this one store, we have now managed to amass 300 rare directives and 400 uncommon directives. So that's enough for 1.5 rares and currently 4 uncommon directives so far just from this one source. Our next area to look at, and again another uncommon sourcing path, is from your dailies. So in your dailies you will see in your milestone rewards you get certain things every single day for completing things. Now in this bundle here, so in your 190 bundle, the 4th chest across for 190 points, you can see that you get 10 Armada directives every single day from that. And the 90 box, you get 5 uncommon Armada directives every single day. So by completing your dailies, that means you get 15 every single day. 15 uncommon directives every single day. And if we pull up a calculator and we work out that 15 over a 30-day period is going to give us 450 uncommon directives every single day just for completing dailies. So we'll add that 400 to the total now, which gives us a total so far of 850 uncommon directives and 300 rare directives. Next, form of sourcing. We are going to use an event which is currently running right now, and it's an event that runs in between most arcs. There are a couple of exceptions where it doesn't run. However, most of the time in between the arcs we do get this event, Crucible of War. Crucible of War sources directives in a couple of ways, which I'm going to show you today. Now, in order to complete this loop, I need to preface that you must be able to complete as an alliance this, which is completely doable free to play. None of my guys have bought points. We finished this with almost 2 days to go, so it is absolutely doable. Now, I am on an older server with a few bigger ships. We have 3 G5 players in our alliance. For context, newer servers with much lower members may struggle to complete this event to start with. You will get there eventually once your ships get higher, because the bigger the ships that you hit is going to really impact this because of the bonus points that are offered. So if you're hitting with a Crozier or a Crofson Peck or a Sanctus, a G5 rare, you're getting an extra 109 points towards your total, whereas if your alliance is currently flying about in Saladins and Intrepids and things like that, you're only getting 29 or 39 points per go. Now, be mindful of this. If your guys are using ships which are heralded as being exceptional, which they are, things like specialty ships such as Voyager or the Vidar, things like that, be careful, because certain specialty ships are not included within this list. So make sure that during this event, if you want to complete this and participate in this loop, you must be using one of the qualifying premium combat ships. And by completing this milestone event, Alliance milestone event, you will be collecting these items, these Alliance trophy events, Alliance event trophies, and you will be using those in a store, which I'm going to show you now. The Alliance trophies are spent back in your Alliance store that we looked at very briefly earlier. So in your Alliance store, you will see that you have a number of bundles, so you can exchange for the standard resources and materials, you can get speed ups, or you can do this pack here. Now, each event pays out 32,000 of the currency that's needed, the Alliance event trophies. Each full completion of the Alliance milestone pays out 32,000 of these trophies. And you can pull this chest. It says limit 1 per event. This is not actually correct, because what can happen is you save 16,000 from the previous run to be able to pull this chest twice. So I came into this event with 16,000 of this loot, and during day 1 of this, because you need to make sure that you time the cooldowns, during day 1 of Crucible of War, you pull this chest. So I pull this chest and I get 200 rare directives and 300 uncommon directives. We then wait, as you can see, I've got 1 day and 22 hours remaining on the timer for the actual pack itself, but the cooldown only has 21 hours and 55 minutes on it. So that means that during the end of Crucible of War, and then 1 day after that, I can pull this pack again and then get another 200 rares and 300 uncommon directives. So in total, from completing that Alliance milestone, you can get 400 rare directives and 600 uncommon directives if you play it right and if you time it right. And then what that would do, I spend 16,000 again tomorrow once this cooldown finishes. I've then got 17,000 I've got from, because these were paid out in smaller quantities at one point, but not relevant to the game now. And I'm then going to have a full 16,000 to pull this again on the next one. So what you're doing is one particular event, you are going to be saving over the 16,000 so that you can pull the chest again on the next run. And what that's going to give us per event, as I've said, is 400 rare directives and 600 Armada directives from this one chest. So let's add those to the total now. So this means once we've added those to the total that we have got 1,450 uncommon directives and 700 rare directives. So enough for 14.5 uncommons and 3.5 rares so far. And as I hope you can see, all of this so far has been completely doable, free to play. Next thing, whilst we are talking about in between the arcs, we have every month for the last several months had this, an officer flash pass. And the officer flash pass does offer rare directives. So the rare directives are offered in one of the milestones. I think it's 50. They are paid out in the 6th milestone of the officer flash pass. So 50 directives, this has been consistent over every flash pass that we've had, at least for the last 6 months, giving us another 50 Armada directives. Again, we are talking specifically about free to play, but by buying the other flash pass, by buying the full flash pass, there are rare directives in this bottom chain as well. So there's 200 that we can see, make sure there's no more. So there's another full rare in the flash pass, but we are talking specifically about free to play when we're doing our calculations. And there's the other 50 directives here by just completing up to milestone 6 of your officer flash pass. So we'll add those 50 to our total now. So I hope everybody can see that there is decent sourcing if you play it wisely amongst the uncommon and the rare directive sourcing. I haven't included the paid tracks of obviously the flash pass or the inclusion of buying packs from the in-app purchase store. However, these are other options to source additional directives should you wish to pay for them, to be able to do even more armadas, to be able to do them. And the other thing to consider is that the standard battle pass that we get every single month often does contain some Armada directives, again, which I have not included within this specific sourcing video because they're not guaranteed, they're not stable, they can't be relied on. And likewise, something else that can't be relied upon for sourcing is another part of Crucible of War. So a Crucible War, by completing your solo milestones every 3 days, one event per day, you are going to get 400 of these gold trophies, Alliance gold trophies, which can then be exchanged in a different store in the recruit tab. So if you go into officers and recruit, you will see that there is a gold trophy utility pack, and you can opt to use your gold trophies for both recruits, and you can also use them in the gold trophy utility, which has the option of paying out Armada directives. Now, because not everybody will do this, some people will be focusing on officers. I have not included them in the totals of this. However, this is guaranteed to give you one of these pulls, so you will get either 100 Armada directives or some rare directives up to the maximum of 1 extra. But again, we've not included this because some people may still be focusing on officers. And that's my take on sourcing, guys. So we have ended up with 1,450 uncommon directives, 750 rare Armada directives, and these are completely available, free to play to every player in the game. I hope I've stressed that there are a couple of other ways to get this. So this is on the low end, the absolute minimum that you could get, providing you can engage in these loops and you participate in the way that I've described. Thank you everybody for watching. Again, I can't stress enough how excited and how humbled I am for people that have pressed subscribe, that have contributed to the channel, that have left some fantastic comments and feedback. So please do that below. Press subscribe button if you haven't done already. Thank you so much for being here. And remember, guys, everything is better with lube. Take care, guys.